And we're back with Today Food, and Rosie Kellett, the chef and content creator, shares her cooking journey, viral recipes, and food hacks with her devoted online followers, and they absolutely love getting a behind-the-scenes look at her communal warehouse kitchen where she cooks and shares meals with her housemates. Rosie's now out with your debut cookbook. Rosie, good for you.
Thank you.
And she's here to make her popular pantry pasta dish for us. Great to have you. You know, I was just flipping through the book, and you dedicated it to your grandmas.
I did.
Tell me about them and where your culinary experience intersected with them.
Well, my grandma Margaret and my grandma Pat are incredible cooks, and I baked a lot with them as a child. So a couple of the recipes in the book are theirs. I've got the raspberry sponge, which is an incredible dessert. It's my grandma Margaret's. And my grandma Pat would bake cookies all the time. So yeah, they're like
great
a huge
memories.
inspiration.
You got 101 recipes. Tell me what we're making here to start out. We have our food eaters over there with Dilly, Savannah, and Craig.
Amazing. Thank you, guys. Hi. So we're making the pantry pasta.
Okay.
And this is an amazing sort of like weeknight dinner. It's, you know, using cheap pantry ingredients. It's super quick. The whole thing comes together in like 10 minutes. You don't even really know what to make. You go to the pantry. These are all items that are likely going to be there. Yeah, exactly. So we've got the olives and the capers, which I've just roughly chopped. You really don't need to do more than that. Okay. So that's all good. And then over here, we've got a little bit of garlic just sizzling away in the pan. We're going to get it nice and kind of just slightly coloring. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the olives straight in there, and the capers you can, thank you so much. Pop those in as well, let them sizzle away a little bit. And then we have our anchovies, but you could use any tinned fish.
And so what is it? Is this the sort of umami-ness?
Yeah,
for people who don't like anchovies, they'll never know it's even in here.
They will never know it's in here, but also pro tip, if you're cooking for a vegetarian, a vegan, or someone who like truly hates anchovies, you could swap it for a tablespoon of white miso, and it gives the same kind of umami flavor, but without any of that kind of like fishiness.
One thing I'm noticing immediately, the olives, the capers, and the anchovies, is that's a high salt content. That's a saltiness.
Okay, very, very good, Carson. Yeah, we're going to counteract that with a bit of chili, which is going to add heat. And we've also got the juice and the zest of one lemon here. So this is going to kind of take away anything too salty, and it's going to balance everything really well.
Will you still season it with salt and pepper? Or?
No, so I would, we'll add a little pinch, but I would say you go slightly less salty on the seasoning of the sauce.
I can tell this is going to be delicious already.
It's going to be great. So we'll do just a teeny bit of black pepper, and then we can move on to our pasta. So in here we've got our sauce. It's kind of ready to go, and you can see it's become a lot saucier. Everything's broken down a bit. You can't see any anchovies. It's all looking very glossy. And then we're just going to take the pasta and go straight into the sauce. And the reason I do this...
Craig Melvin has a question for you, Chef Rosie.
Yes, Craig.
Bucatini. That's the bucatini pasta?
This is bucatini.
Why do you like that pasta?
I like it personally because there's a teeny tiny little hole running through the middle of the pasta.
That's where all the sauce
goes. It takes up more sauce, It's like a thicker pasta as well, and I think it's really like unctuous and delicious.
I love it.
But yeah, if you scoop the bucatini or spaghetti out of the pan like this, you take some of the pasta water with you. You don't have to do any draining, and I personally always burn myself when I drain pasta. So it's like a safer way of doing that.
So you don't have to strain this first and then...
No. And then the next bit, and you can help me, Carson, if you grab the ladle and just put a little bit of the pasta water in the pan for me. There we go. And it's like you don't have to remember to save the pasta water. I've always drained my pasta, and then I'm like, oh, I've got no pasta water.
I always take like a coffee mug and then dunk it in there and put it on the side.
But I like burn myself while I'm doing it.
And then how do you finish the sauce?
Okay, so then we're going to pop our parsley in and a little bit of parsley.
I mean, this is like Flavored Town, USA. Guy Fieri would say.
It's Flavored Town, USA. There we go. So that's done. What do you reckon?
Oh, incredible.
Yeah? Good. Can you taste the anchovy?
Oh.
Yeah?
So you know it's there.
Amazing. Yeah, a little bit of heat.
It's coming through.
Good.
It's delicious.
So we're moving on to my sticky eggplant. And what we're going to do, it's a super quick, simple recipe. You start off with a little marinade over here. So we've got white miso, honey. We've got some grated garlic. Just chuck that in. A little bit of soy sauce.
Dumb question, but is white miso just readily available in every market?
Readily available. But you could use brown, you could use red. It doesn't really matter. We just want this kind of umami, salty, sweet, sort of like depth of flavor going
you're gonna make right there?
This is a glaze, So you just whisk it together until it's nice and smooth, which takes 2 seconds. And then we've got our eggplants here, which are huge. I'm like bowled away by how big these are. And you just take a little paring knife, and we're going to score the eggplant like this.
Why are we scoring it?
We're scoring the eggplant because we want this marinade to sink right down to the bottom so that you don't get any that's like not, seasoned.
Got it. Rookie question.
But what you've got to be careful for is that you don't go through the skin. So you're just scoring until you just sort of like hit the bottom there. And then with our marinade, you just paint it straight onto the eggplant.
Okay.
Like this.
The kids would enjoy that.
And yeah. And then this is literally it. So it's like a super quick recipe. It's very simple.
Could you use another protein if you're not an eggplant
Well, it's funny you
person?
mention that, Sven.
Yes.
I was telling Chef Rosie how it's like a food stigma. I don't love eggplant.
Yeah.
But oddly, I love zucchini. So it's weird. But I'm just saying the thing, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a thing, but can you swap it out for something?
Absolutely. I think it'd be really good with chicken thighs, with chicken wings. You could do it with salmon. That would be really delicious.
Bones with sauce.
Really good.
Rice? Rice?
It's absolutely.
And we got the sticky rice. Yeah.
What did you do to it?
So this has been cooked with coconut milk, which makes it kind of creamier and stickier and like tiny little bit sweet, which
That makes it
balances
stickier.
very well. A little bit stickier.
What
And
kind
yes,
of
so we
rice
just
do you-
roast our eggplant at 400, sorry.
Dylan, your question's in the queue. Just hold on.
So sorry.
Sorry,
It's all good.
So excited to
Very
ask.
provocative here. So how long is the roast?
So sorry, 35 minutes at 400.
35 minutes,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I get mixed up.
Question from the meteorologist, the rice. What kind of
Yes.
rice? Is it jasmine? Is it...
I've used sticky rice, so like Thai sticky rice.
Oh, okay.
But you could use jasmine, you could use brown rice, you could use basmati,
beautiful.
whatever.
The rice
Sweet,
might be my favorite.
delicious. And you
Rice
top
is
it.
so good.
Yeah.
Let me just let everybody know that this recipe and more are available at today.com/food. Rosie's cookbook. Congratulations, it's your first and it's fantastic.
Thank
It's called
you,
Aim for Dinner.
Plasma.
Be sure and check it out. We're back in a moment, but first, this is Today on NBC. Thank you.
Thank you for having